What If Howard the Duck Got Hitched was the most random episode of What If, but it did have a bunch of references and Easter eggs that we need to talk about. We're going to be talking spoilers, so it's going to be your spoiler warning. When we see a shot of Howard the Duck's mug shot, we see it says 1986 on it, which is a reference to Howard the Duck's live-action movie from 1986. It turns out aliens and humans are living together on Earth, and that's all because of the party Thor had during What If Thor Were an Only Child, bringing the cosmos together. After the Grand Master takes Howard and Darcy to his ship, they're reading a pamphlet that says couples cliff diving in Vormir, which is a reference to Black Widow literally jumping off in Vormir to get the Soul Stone. And then they have a lava ride through Muspelheim, which is Surtur's domain, which we saw in Thor Ragnarok. However, the Grand Master has made Darcy and Howard their guests of honor in order to eat their egg. Darcy talks about being Hannibal Lecter, which is a reference to Hannibal because they're eating the egg and it's cannibalism. When Darcy and Howard are looking for help, they call Nick Fury and Coulson, and they reference the Convergence, which is a reference to Thor the Dark World, where Malekith was trying to align the realms. Even Samuel L. Jackson and Clark Gregg are returning to voice their characters. The Collector is trapped in the Mirror Realm because Caecilius has appeared, who we first saw in Doctor Strange, to take the egg, all in order to summon Dormammu and put him in there. Now, Dormammu makes his appearance as well, which we first saw in Doctor Strange. In this moment, Darcy mentions Rosemary's Baby, and that's a movie from 1968 where a young woman believes that her offspring is not of this world. S.H.I.E.L.D. comes to take the egg to protect it, and Nick Fury shows up with a bunch of Skrulls, which we know from Captain Marvel and Far From Home that Nick Fury has been working with the Skrulls for a very long time, and they've been with S.H.I.E.L.D. And then after that, everyone starts to appear to come steal the egg, where we have Zeus showing up, which we first saw in Thor Love and Thunder. We have Malekith show up with his Dark Elves, which we first saw in Thor The Dark World. And then we have the Black Order showing up with Cull Obsidian, Proxima Midnight, and Ebony Maw, but they're not actually here for the egg at first anyways. They're here to enjoy the resort, kind of on a Thanos Black Order retreat. When they find out the egg is there, they summon Thanos, who comes in this like very funny moment where he's just stones. And it's also voiced by Josh Brolin making his appearance once again. So funny way for Thanos to return, and just an overall chaotic episode with just everyone going after that egg. And the whole chase scene with them running away with the egg is kind of a reference to Avengers Endgame, where they're running away with the Infinity Gauntlet and trying to make sure that Thanos and the Black Order don't get it. And then the baby, when it is born, it has the cosmic power to just annihilate everyone around them. And the baby has wings on it because it's a half baby, half human hybrid. Now, this episode was random, had a bunch of references in it, but it was kind of like this fun little trip. But let me know, were there any other Easter eggs and references you noticed during this episode? And what did you think of this episode in general?